Wagwan bread bins. It's 6 AM, I'm late for a train, but we're going on an adventure. Let's go.
My name's Ben Chapman. I got into cycling when I was 8. My most favourite thing in the world was jumping on a train and just get off and then go ride in that area. It's just the freedom of having a bike and to go anywhere you want.
So good morning and welcome back. This morning I've made my way to Scotland and the plan is to ride back in time for the school run. Let's go. Currently in the UK it's half term, which means school holidays, and for a lot of us budding cyclists, time is at a premium. So as much as I said, can I get back in time for the school run, it's not really school run because my son is in summer kids club. So today I'm following a 100-mile route along the coast on the gravel back to my house, and I've got to be back for 5 o'clock. I'm a fan of an adventure, as you all know, and I probably struggle to get that out of a 30-mile local loop. So this is well up my street. Komoot says most people would complete this route in 1 to 2 days. I've got 8 hours. So sick. So although I'm against the clock, I'm still stopping because this is what adventure's about. The path that I'm on is just there, which is basically a farmer's field. It's slow rolling, but it's worth it because look at this. Just coastline for as long as you can see. Little bit of road section, so just trying to make the most of it. Keep my head down. About 20 miles in now and most of it's been gravel. But that's what we're here for. I planned 2 routes last night for this. One was on the road and one was on the gravel. And there's one thing that Komoot can't adjust for, and that's flooding. It's not too deep here, but I don't know if I want wet shoes for 75 miles. I can hear the road there, so I think it's going to be hike or bike and hope that I can go around this. We'll see. Doesn't look doable, so the next option is over that fence there. I can hear the water flowing. And there could be water over there as well. We're losing time here. I risked it and I won. We move. "35 miles in and I've got to get Grace in 4.5 hours. I just had to take a bit of a detour because Komoot wanted me to go for a farmer's field and I always feel a bit funny about going through farmers' fields. The route so far is just country lanes like this and bridle paths, but it's pretty awesome. I don't know if this is gravel or not, or I don't know. What would you call this? It's definitely not gravel. Oh, hope I haven't got 100 miles of this. Just ticked over 40 miles and I think I'm just coming up to Bamburgh Castle on the northeast coast. I think it's just behind these bushes here. I don't know if you can see that past the combine harvester. But yeah, feeling okay at the minute. Ooh, it's pretty rough going. It's probably been about 10 miles of road just in between these gravelly sections and fields, and a little bit of hiker bike. But yeah, once again, it's just, you wouldn't be able to see all this any other way other than riding a bike or walking, and that's what it's about for me. Stopped at a local petrol station to get a packet of crisps and a sandwich, just in case. It's one thing with gravel and the cycle highway, you never really know where you're going to get your next food from, so yeah, I stopped a little bit early. Just making my way along the coast now, still on the bridle paths, absolutely beautiful. Oh, so many gates though. Every turning it's like, in Kamut we trust, because I feel like it's taking me the wrong way and then boom, just like that. Absolutely perfect every time. So we're about 45 miles now and back on a little bit of road. I think I've got until about 5 o'clock. You're probably going to say you're not going to make it, Ben, but to be quite honest, once I get to Newcastle I know it's going to be minimal gravel, so I'll be able to pick the pace up a little bit. So as I just said that, in Kamut we trust, wants me to go down here. One sign says please close the gate and the other says no public access. But I always wonder if these farmers put these signs on just to deter 50% of people. Don't know. I'm not going to take the risk though. I'm going to make my way down the road, follow the coast. So I'm just passing my way through the small town of Amble. I don't know if it might even be a village actually. The fish and chips smell was very tempting, but I'm against the clock and I don't have time for that. So 2 Lucozades and continuing to push on. The gravel was really taking it out of me a little bit there. So little bit of road's quite nice, but the sun's out. With the beach to my left, I thought it'd be a good time to explain which route I'm actually on. So the majority of this route is the NCN1, which runs the whole length of the country. It's 1,000 miles, and there's been quite a lot of cyclists on this. You don't need a gravel bike as heavy as this. There's been commuter bikes, electric bikes. There hasn't been any road bikes, but it is mainly sort of tarmac and gravel, with a series of gates in between, but it just hugs the coast and it's absolutely beautiful. The NCN1, just to give you a rough idea of elevation, I've just passed Amble and I've done 3,000 feet of elevation, and I started at Berwick, but I actually made a 3-mile journey outside of Berwick just so I could get to the border crossing sign. It got really gravelly down there, so I let my tyres down because I was just getting bashed about a bit, and no sooner had I let my tyres down, the road came back and I felt a bit sluggish, so I've just put a little bit more air in. I'm gonna have a bag of crisps, but I'm at 70 miles. I feel a bit ropey if I'm honest. It's 3 o'clock, 30 miles to go. I'm back. I haven't filmed for about 45 minutes because, well, I was in a bit of a hole, if I'm honest, and I had that feeling, you know, get me off this bike feeling, and I shouldn't be having that at 70 miles, but I am running mountain bike tyres. I tried to eat a bag of crisps, and you know when they just sit in your mouth and you can't swallow them? I was like, oh no, not this. But I'm feeling better and I'm back on the cycle path. It's a little bit smoother than the gravel, to say the least. Legs don't feel that good, but mentally I feel much better than I did 45 minutes ago. I really don't have much to report. Oh, Mr. Turning. Oh, I really don't have much to report. The last half an hour, because I'm coming into the town, is just a bit suburban and suburban. Yeah, that word there. Yeah, it's a little bit. What's the word? It's a little bit uninspiring, considering I've just done a lot of the Northumberland coastline. Unfortunately, on this occasion, I'm probably about 12 miles behind schedule, so I've had to call in the cavalry. I always had a backup plan, I'm not silly, but as I've said many a time, we push on. So just entering Newcastle now. I've just hit 89 miles, and it was it was my brain saying jump on the train, and my legs were going, nah, we got this. But yeah, the last 30 miles has been a little bit uninspiring because I know the whole route anyway, so sometimes you just switch off a little bit. But it looks like I will end on 100 miles. So part of this story that I haven't mentioned yet, I got up at 6 o'clock this morning and I made my way to Durham train station. Oh, bumps. I made my way to Durham train station, and that's where I'd booked my train from, up to the Scottish borders. But when I got there was about 6 guys with bikes doing exactly the same trip over a 2-day period. And I thought, when I booked the train, I'd be okay because it was nice and early. But unfortunately, I couldn't get my bike on. And the next booking available was 10:30. And obviously that was a little bit too late. So that was a no-go. So I actually rode 16 miles this morning to Newcastle train station because that was the only free bike space available. So I've actually done today 126 miles. So note to everyone, don't take the risk. Always book your bike on the train. That's it, I'm nearly home. 102 miles down the Northumberland coast, Scotland into England. Off-road, nowhere near as off-road as I thought it was going to be, but a cracking route. A question I asked this morning, which seems an awfully long time ago: can you ride from the Scottish borders and get home in time for the school run? And the answer is no. You can't. Pizza and pasta is calling, so I'm going to leave this video here. Please remember to comment, like and subscribe, and I'll see everyone on the next one.